Hey guys, this is Anita. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be my October wrap up. I had a fantastic reading month in October. Not in terms of quantity. I completed only 5 books, which is very bad. I also started 2 other books. I read around 250 pages of Sons of Darkness. It's a 800-page book. But the discussion of that book moved to November, so I paused and read other books which I had discussions at the end of October. And I also read 200 pages of The Company. I finished it now in the first couple of days of November, so I'll talk about it in my November wrap up. Maybe my review will be out sooner than that. Anyways, it's not good in terms of quantity, but quality wise, so I had a fantastic month. All 5 of them were 4 stars and above. 2 of them were 4 stars, 2 of them were 4.5, and the last one is 5 stars. The first book I want to talk about is The Echo Wife by Sarah Gailey. I read this as part of Buddy Read in Leslie's Discord. We all have mixed opinions in this book. Some of us did not like it, some of us liked it. I am in the group who liked it. I understand why people don't like this book because main character is unlikable. We follow this character called Evelyn, who is a brilliant scientist and has her own clone research lab. She finds out that her husband was cheating on her with her own clone, and later her husband dies. Not a spoiler, that is in the blurb. The story follows Evelyn and her clone dealing with her husband's death. Almost all characters are unlikable, especially Evelyn. She's unapologetically brilliant. She knows that she's smart and she doesn't like or respect who is not smart. But I understood Evelyn's thoughts and actions. Sarah Gailey did an amazing job in showing us how lonely a successful woman's life can be and how our childhood shapes our ambitions and goals. She also did an amazing job of how labs work, how menial those tasks can be. She managed to give us enough background to understand Evelyn's goals in the present, and she managed to raise questions whether clones are human or not. It's not my favorite thriller, but I liked it. The mystery element in this book is very less. The death happens in the beginning of the book, later only small details are revealed. I'm alright with that. I may not reread this again, but it's alright for one time read. I really appreciate Sarah Gailey for creating a character like Evelyn. I gave this book 4 stars. If you want to know more details about this book, we did a spoiler chart on Leslie's channel. Leslie, Kate and I discussed all themes explored in this book. I'll link that in the description. Please check that if you're interested. Next book I want to talk about is Firestarter by Stephen King. This is my first book by Stephen King. I wanted to read non-horror by Stephen King, so I added this to my TBR. Last month I participated in Stephen King themed readathon hosted by Jake the Bookish Drummer and Stacy. I almost forgot to mention it. Our team won. Our Annie Wilkes team won. My team members are amazing. They read so many King books. If we read books by King, we get more points. They did an amazing job. I contributed to that by reading one King book, and I'm happy with my choice. This follows a kid called Charlie and her dad. When Charlie's parents were in college, they volunteered as test subjects in a biological experiment conducted by this secret government organization called SHOP that unlocked some psychic talents in them. And later, when they gave birth to Charlie, she got the ability to fire things using her mind. Shop figured it out and wanted to capture Charlie and run experiments on her. So the book follows them running away from that organization. It reminded me of many Hollywood movies I watched. I think many of the movies have the same theme. It may not be the same biological experiment or other, but for some reason, some government organization wants to capture a kid or some guy and they want to escape. I like those kind of movies. I did not mind that this follows the same storyline. I enjoyed it. I loved the first half of it. I cruised through it. But later in the second half, the focus shifted to the antagonist and his motivation. I did not care for that. I wanted the end game sooner. Charlie is a believable kid character. I really liked her. I gave this book 4 stars. Next book I want to talk about is The Guns of Empire by Django Wexler. This is book 4 from Shadow Campaigns. I cannot talk more details about this book because this is book 4. Also, all three books had battles. So, if I talk about any characters, that kind of spoil the survival of characters. So I'll keep it short. The first 19 chapters of this book are a little slow. Warden army is moving towards north to confront this church and black priests. We are seeing these priest characters from book 1. We get more background of them in this book and things exploded after that. I really enjoyed those scenes. We lose few important characters in this book, which is very tragic. Fighting scenes are really good. What happens in epilogue was just mind blowing. I wasn't expecting that. I did not exactly like it, but at the same time, I'm really curious to see how Wexler is going to handle that situation. I gave this book 4.5 stars. Next on my list is Before They Are Hanged by Joe Abercrombie, book 2 from First Law. This is a simple and straightforward plot. This has 3 different arcs. The first one is War in the North. A couple of POV characters are there, which is really interesting. And the second one is The Siege in the South. This is definitely my favorite storyline because of how Siege was handled. I like when defenders don't have enough strength and enough resources and they have to come up with different tactics to defend themselves. And I really liked Glokta more than the first book. I still don't like the torture scenes, they still make me uncomfortable, but because of more depth we see in his character, I see the appeal now. And the final arc is the quest. I don't mind journeys. I like those boring arcs from Lord of the Rings and Assassin's Quest. I did not mind that in this book too. But what this book lacking is the camaraderie between the characters. I was like, come on, talk to each other, be a fond family. Logan is the only character who made effort at that friendship. Later it got better. Rizal got good character development. I enjoyed his POV, but I really want Abercrombie to develop Pharaoh's character. There is scope for that. I hope it happens in the next book. One thing I observed is the change in tone of the apprentice of Bayar's character. I forgot his name. I think it starts with Q. Anyway, in first book he was this shy, friendly character. He likes Logan, but in this book he felt very snappy and unfriendly. He did not even talk to Logan in that quest. So I was expecting something from that character, but nothing happened. I was really curious about that. Overall, I enjoyed this book. I gave it 4.5 stars. And my 5-star book of October is Fool's Errand by Robin Hobb. This is book 1 from Tawny Man trilogy and the 3rd series of this whole Realm of Elderlings world. We come back to Fizz in this trilogy. Same as the Farsi trilogy, it is first person POV and it's so good to back with Fizz and Night Eyes. First 200 pages of this book is very slow. We see Fizz and Night Eyes living in the woods, hunting, eating and doing menial jobs. I absolutely loved this downtime. After the end of live ships, I needed this calm. I needed this time to settle down in this world. That's exactly what the beginning of this first book did. Later in the book, pacing was little off for me, but I did not care. As the title suggests, they go on this fool's errand. So we spend a lot of time during their journey. So I was very anxious for them to reach their goal and for that mystery to be revealed to us. That was just a minor thing. I did not care about the pacing because this book has everything Hobb excels at. Amazing characters and character interactions, heartwarming and heartbreaking moments, and enough hints to draw our theories. Hobb is just incredible with her character work. I loved this book. I gave it 5 stars. There are so many theories for next books. I am not going to mention them here because of spoilers. But we had a discussion about this book in my channel. Derry, Evie, Pete and I discussed about every character in detail and shared all our theories. I'll link that in the description. Please check that. That's all I read in October. Please let me know in comments what you read and what was your favorite book in October. Please like, comment and subscribe. See you in the next video. Bye bye.